Okay then, Mike, so the final preview of the season, an emotional year, an emotional season, and what's the thoughts heading into tomorrow night's game and trip up to Warrington?
Yeah, tough one tonight, a bit of an emotional one. There'll be lots of goodbyes, lots of farewells between staff and players alike, and once that's done though, we need to focus on the job. It's a difficult challenge going up there tomorrow. It will be a tough night. It's the end of this team's cycle, as we've spoken about. Immensely proud of what we achieved over the last 2 seasons. And tonight's our final session together. So lots of emotion, yes, but certainly need to knuckle down and focus on the job at hand.
There's been obviously a huge amount of praise for the performances over the last couple of months, pushing some top teams, Mike, all the way, but not perhaps quite getting the results that those performances deserve. And I think it's fair to say you could say that about the Catalan result last week. Desperately close, but not quite enough.
Desperately close. The 2 tries we conceded, we were obviously disappointed with, and another try for kick, and the standing tackle off floor was difficult to accept, to be fair, but it is what it is, and it's done now. We've lost our last 3 games within a try, which is tough to take. So the way the boys have responded on short turnarounds, another short turnaround this week from big challenges, particularly the last 2 away from home, has been admirable, really. So, but we expect nothing again this week. We've patched up, we're ready to go. We understand an almighty challenge yet again with Warrington, with it being the 4th time we've played them. But what will be, and we'll put our best foot forward as we've done all season.
And then with the final weekend itself, there's lots of permutations for lots of teams for the final weekend, and there is obviously for us as well. We're hoping and looking to stay off the foot of the table. I mean, how much are you going to be focusing on that, bearing in mind that Hull FC don't play until the following day?
Yeah, obviously they'll know what they've got to do, won't they? So slight advantage over to them, really. But I suppose for us, it's just doing the best we can. I think the performances in recent weeks have been even more impressive because the teams we've played have had so much at stake themselves, from Lee, from Warrington, from Catalans. They've all had a lot to play for. Even Huddersfield, obviously, they're trying to get above Castleford. So when they've got such high purpose at the back end of the season, for us to be performing the way we have has been fantastic, really. So nothing's changing this week. Obviously, they're going for that top 2 to get a better run through the playoffs. So it's going to be a difficult evening from that respect. I'd like them to have had their place solidified already, but as it is, it'd be highly motivating. It'd be a difficult challenge for us.
Yeah, and Warrington is a team we've become very familiar with over the course of the season. It's no surprise, is it, to see where they are, having faced them the first couple of times. It was a difficult challenge on those occasions, wasn't it, for us?
Yeah, I think they're in a real good spot going into the business end of the season. I thought early on they were the best team we'd played, actually. I thought the speed in which they played, as I've spoken about before, the speed in which they played at and the physical speed they had on the field was eye-opening, really. So they've probably had a big start. They've gone all the way through to the final. Probably had a minor dip for their standards, and they're back on the way up now, as last week showed. So they're in good form. They'll be chasing points. They've got a lot to play for, particularly in terms of the other results, should they go their way. So yeah, we have a lot of respect for them, obviously. We understand the challenge, but once again, we'll put our plan together and we'll give it everything we've got.
You mentioned that for this group of players, it's probably the end of a cycle. Then for you as a coach, I mean, how challenging has this season been? Because there's been so many discussions and noise maybe around the club that ultimately doesn't affect or shouldn't affect the players. It's been everything going on around the club. How challenging has that been at times to keep everyone focused on the job in hand?
Yeah, it's challenging because people come out with a lot of cliches about we don't listen to this, that and the other. Of course they listen to it. They're on social media, and that's the way of the world these days. So they hear everything, they see everything that gets written about us, and the possibilities around the club and the uncertainties around the club and the league structure, how it's given us no hope this year, really. But the way the boys have played is give the competition great credibility this year, and it's an absolute credit to them because they are listening to what's going on and what's been said. But to deliver what they've delivered, I think it's been absolutely special this season.
So one last hit out. Are you confident that the boys can step up and just get through another 80 minutes? And as I said, it's goodbyes for so many at the end of it.
Yeah, what will be will be. If we finish last, if we have a poor performance, if we have a great performance, we don't get the result, we get the win. What will be will be. My emotions won't change after the game. We've had plenty of rounds to have a crack at this now. It's not just on tomorrow in my eyes. I'm super proud of what they've achieved. The togetherness that they've shown, the grit and the fight, determination for the club has been absolutely remarkable. So it is what it is. The result will be what it is tomorrow, but either way I'll be super proud.